Yo, 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 yo. Chad Gaspard and JTG. It's crime time.
Brooklyn. Bringing it. The hood, yo. Bringing it.
Yeah, buddy. It's only right we do it, fam. Welcome to the Broken Pistol Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast, infused with hip hop. I am Wood. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna let this ride for a second before I bring this. Hold up, bring this down. She's here.
Brooklyn, who want problems? I care less about a copper. They call me the copper stopper. But you want something
made daily with organic, farm to table, FDA approved, sterilized, and street distributed broken pencil logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
People add me from 2 years ago, but we still on the block and we still going hard. What's happening, people? It's Mr. Copyright Infringement himself, the Petty Messiah. And the big man, and the medium-sized man have got a show for you.
Yeah, buddy.
Are you adjusting the weights for quarantine consumption?
Yeah,
man. I'm adjusting everything.
The quarantine 15 is real.
And the big man.
Yeah, the quarantine 15 is real in this bitch.
Woo. I'm using mine constructively, though. I'm using it constructively, and I'm not liking it. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, fam. It's an ugly look, but things are happening that are positive.
My arms hurt, and I don't want to lift my arm above my shoulder. So there's that.
Yeah, man. Yo, two huge rest in peace shouts out this week. First and foremost, my guy, my everybody's little bro, DJ Lil Bro, my guy Nyron Harding. May you have a safe travel to the other world, and we'll see you when we see you. Love you. We miss you already. And not to be outdone though, we lost a hero, fam. We talk about these dudes all the time in Crime Time on this show. We always reference the Brooklyn. We always reference that shit. Yeah, the yo. Like there's not a call that starts before we actually start recording that Suave and I don't give a mic check saying yo.
That's how we mic check.
And so Shad Gaspard paid the ultimate sacrifice for saving his son. And we will definitely miss his presence because, man, people like that, you know, they don't come around but like once a lifetime. Like this man literally shot somebody who was trying to rob a convenience store and held him at bay for the cops to come. Like, yeah, that's a hero.
We're literally about the same age, and I don't feel like I've done anything as important in the entirety of my life. Like he's a real hero, man. And just to hear how the story panned out from what happened, from what we understand, him and his son went out swimming out off Venice Beach and got kind of pulled out with the current. And when they came to kind of relieve and rescue them, he told them to take his son first. Literally, like you can't get more stand up than that. You don't get more heroic than that. You don't get more father than that. Rest in power, man.
Absolutely.
And, you know, to his family, his friends, people in the industry, anybody bothered by this, you know, have comfort in knowing that you witnessed a heroic act. My deepest sympathies and prayers to his wife and his son. His son is going to be, I mean, hopefully he can sleep at night knowing that, you know, his father spared his life, spared his life and, you know, risked his life to save his son's life. And, you know, I wish that upon no one to have to make that kind of decision. That's rough. Either way, it's bad. But, you know, either way, we have comfort in knowing that, you know, he was taken, and you know, the world is better knowing that they have people like Shad Gaspard in it. So, one time, this show is dedicated to DJ Lil Bro, Nyron Harding, and also Shad Gaspard of Crime Time. There we go. That out the way, fellas. What's happening?
Nothing. Nothing.
We still live in.
You would be correct.
Hey, none of this is real, people. This is, if you're looking at TV on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or any other consecutive aspect of how you consume this thing that we love, that we call sports entertainment and wrestling, none of it's real. So enjoy it however you want to enjoy it. Don't put too much stock in it, because none of this is real.
That shit's starting to apply. That shit's starting to apply to major news outlets as well. None of this is real. Just
none of this is real. If you
we don't know who's booking this shit.
Yeah, I don't know who's booking America for 2020, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. Or who booked the world for 2020? But none of this is real.
Let's just show how people always tie shit back to wrestling. So you could be a football player, basketball player, baseball player, track star, whomever. No one imitates the other person. In fact, going back to the days of yore, we'll even just say 20 years ago, if you were on the basketball court and you took a shot, you had your tongue hanging out. And ever since that fateful day, a couple of months ago, now people, shoot shots at the trash can, they scream out, Kobe.
Kobe.
But the only other people that were imitated by all walks of life, even if they claim that they're not fans, professional wrestlers.
Professional wrestlers. You've always imitated The Rock. You've always imitated Stone Cold Steve Austin. You always put your hands up and either bust a Randy Orton pose or kick the RVD pose. You always did that. You shook like you were Eddie Guerrero. You did that. You had to do that. Like, if you didn't do that, I don't know. If anybody walks in and be like, oh, you didn't know? Everybody knows how to finish that.
Tell me one person that hasn't sounded like this at least once in their lifetime with a cup of coffee.
Yeah. You've been moving like Ric Flair. You've been twisting one hand in the air, grabbing your waistline like Macho Man Randy Savage.
You flexed like Good Try Terry, fam. You tore your shirt off.
You playing air guitar with your belt like Good Try Terry.
You rolled your eyes in the back of your head. You suck your tongue out. You sliced your throat like Undertaker.
You put a wolf out of one hand and held it in the air and said, too sweet. You did this. This is what you did.
That said, now we tell you, for the last few weeks, we've been telling you, you've been in the snow globe. None of this is real. And now the news outlets, even though they're not paying any homage to wrestling, they're now living in the snow globe that we're living in our wrestling world.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that.
There's always a tie-in here. So what you're looking at, hashtag we see you. Speaking of hashtags, Broken Pencil Logic. Mark my words. Folk Life Shorty. You can't write this. With the shit and fuck the casual fan. That's all 6 of them right there for you. One time for the one time. That's how we do. Show at brokenpencilbc.com. brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. What's that, Suave?
You did that.
Hit the bell for yourself one time.
Yeah, there's them applause. Make fade them applause out there right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Jangle like a langa. Yo, speaking of jangle like a langa, yo, we haven't talked no rap shit in a long time on the show. Before we go into the news segments that we have for our show, anybody get a chance to catch Ludacris versus Nelly on Instagram versus?
Man, what in the frozen screen was that?
What in the dial-up hell was that shit, Nelly?
I mean, even when we got past all that song selection was garbage, man. At least from Nelly's side. Like, Nelly just, man, you should have started with Tip Drill or Batter Up or Grills or something, man. What?
Nelly went for the pop crowd.
DJs matter. This is exactly why DJs matter. Someone has to come to you and put together a show list for those who do not have the foresight to know what is most entertaining to the audience.
Well, I know Luda is a DJ for his benefit. Nelly
knew what to do.
I'm sure
he was cheating. Luda was cheating.
Hey, Luda.
That motherfucker had a decade of radio experience before he started rapping.
Wait, so funny conversation happened on Facebook. Me and Petty Messiah was running down songs. The first song I said was "Getting Some," even though it's a Shauna record. Ludacris was on it, right? So Petty, you disqualified that from my selection, right?
It should have been disqualified.
Hear me out. The very first song that Ludacris played just to get the crowd warmed up before Nelly showed up was that. So it completely took it out of competition.
So again, cheating. That's a cheat ass move.
Here,
that record should not be allowed.
So
That's a primer.
In the state, it is a primer, but in the strange twist of irony, the very first song he led the battle off with was "Welcome to Atlanta." It was "Welcome to Atlanta." That's not even his record.
Yeah, I wanted to play. I wanted to play something big. Shut up, Ludacris.
Yeah, I don't need that. Fuck all that talking. Come on with these records.
And what's so crazy is Ludacris's personality on film is as big as it is as his real life personality is small. And then Nelly's personality on this battle, like his personality was bubbly. His record selection was Ludacris's personality.
Yeah. Yeah, his record selection was dancing with the oldies. I was like, dude, why would you? Yeah, man, we gonna talk about doing stadium records. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
you finna play Air Force Ones, brother?
Hey, I got you. Here, we gonna land this plane real quick. Nelly was skinny handing DJ his tape. Well, DJ handing Skinny his tape.
and Luda was still skinny.
Look at him like, you give me this shit, man. I'm gonna throw this shit in the toilet right here in front of your face, fam.
You know what he should have done? They should have made them go in chronological order. That would have fixed a lot of shit.
It would have.
Truth be told, that should be a rule anyway.
It should, but see, everyone's not smart.
Here's the thing. When Teddy Riley and Babyface did their thing, Face didn't have nothing to fight with because Face got all the hits, but all his hits are like the slow jams. You know what I'm saying? Like, he not going to keep the party going. I didn't think that was a good fit. But with Luda and Nelly, I'm like, this is a perfect fit. This is perfect. Y'all can play songs back to back to have everybody moving. That was not the case. Sadly, it was not the case, and I'm sad for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For a nominal fee,
yep.
I will slice you off some of this broken pencil knowledge and put it on your plate.
Boy, these applauses and these dings this week, they gonna be on hell. We ain't got a long show, but they gonna be on hell today.
We're not gonna be before you long.
We're not here for a long time. We here for a good time.
And see, you say that right before you start your first record.
Go right in the tip drill.
All right, so we have the two most interesting news stories of the week for professional wrestling. Should we go with well, actually no, because one doesn't involve professional wrestling, so we'll come back to that one. The number one is easily Drew Gulak.
Man,
Drew Gulak is officially a free agent. His last duties with WWE was a Matt Classic on Friday Night SmackDown against Daniel Bryan in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. What's even crazier is, I don't know if y'all went back and watched that match. There were no aerial moves. Nobody left the ring. Nobody got on the ropes.
They fought. They had a Matt Classic. They put on a clinic.
It is a slap in the face to actually think that this, and at Backlash, that Edge versus Randy Orton is going to be, quote unquote, possibly the greatest wrestling match of all time.
Well, I mean, I think the guy that we saw in that match, one of them is going to help him with that. I feel like it.
Daniel Bryan?
Edge has to work a style. Edge has to work a style now to protect your neck, and Randy Orton, quiet as he kept, does too. So they're not going to jump off the top rope.
So you think we're going to see another? Like you really think we're going to see a true Matt Classic on pay-per-view?
I think if they get the right producers and they get the right people to help walk them through it and then choreograph it the right way, then yeah.
Arn Anderson's gone.
I like how you put that out.
Real quick.
They've done. You set these men up to fail. You've put a burden on their shoulders that even if they have a 5-star match, probably will not live up to the title that they put on it.
But let's not go too deep onto this match just yet, simply because we've got more than time to deal with the lead up for this match. Drew Gulak is the one is the topic at hand. We brought that up simply because of Drew Gulak's match. What's going? Where do we start? Where is he going? Who dropped the fucking ball? How did they let this happen?
Nobody. I think he just wants to go home and chill out for a minute.
No one dropped the ball. He's just, I feel like if you allow that man to come to work every day, miss no days due to injury, work, perform, do whatever was asked of him, grow his character, work his way all the way up to SmackDown into an angle as a team member with Daniel Bryan.
A coach for Daniel Bryan.
You see that the expiration date on his contract is constantly coming nearer and closer and nearer and closer, and you don't offer that man a substantial amount of money to get him to stay. You didn't want him, and you need to let him go.
And that's what happened. That's what that like. No, I don't disagree. I'm adding to that. Like, I agree. That's exactly what happened. And wherever he may go, he might go home and chill out for a little bit, as he should. Like honestly, with Drew Gulak, he's Drew, and he get to keep his name. That's his name.
So there's another thing. Drew Gulak's name is Drew Gulak.
His intellectual property belongs to him when I get there, when I leave.
Yep.
Wherever that may be, whether it be back to the E or whether it be elsewhere, and he has options.
These seem like the
really
dumbest
feel like
in creation.
Quiet as is kept, I really feel like this is a situation in which we didn't want to do an injury angle. So, hey, let him go sit at the crib.
I mean, it's old school booking. You go out on your back, and that's what he did. And you have a final match as an old school match. What I don't like, so on the same topic or the same token of him having his real name, you're in the middle. He was in the first round of a tournament, which Vince McMahon hates. Well, a point I tried to make on the last show, but completely got skipped over because we were talking our asses off. But it's a concept that Vince McMahon has gone on record as saying I don't like. But now he has a tournament happening on SmackDown and a tournament happening on NXT. The SmackDown tournament has a man who no longer is employed with the company, whose name has to consistently be brought up until the end of this tournament.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not a problem for somebody in the front office.
I won't say that it has to be brought up through the duration of this tournament. You got about another week. Because here in true WWE fashion, what they're going to do is they're going to put an X over his name this week. Then after these first round matches are done, they're going to expand the graphic and not show the first round competitors anymore.
There you go.
Yeah, I can see that happening as well.
Quick fix.
It's still some hoe shit, though.
Let me correct Amundo.
It's still some fuck shit. But there's a workaround for it. It's still some fuck shit, though.
All right.
Because I don't think Drew Gulak would have actually won the match if he had re-signed.
Nope.
So
he went as far as they wanted him to go. The most that they were going to do was put the belts on him and Bryan.
So where does he end up?
So options of course we have AEW, we have New Japan, we have ROH, and we have Impact.
I feel like New Japan.
Yeah, I'm still leaning toward New Japan.
Or maybe Ring of Honor if he wants to stay stateside, because he might not be able to get out of the country right now.
I think for travel reasons, it's probably going to be more ROH. I don't think Impact is going to be viable enough, even though they have the outreach. They don't have the crowd to pull
Nobody
off
has the crowd.
But I think you're. There you go. I think the actual logistics of building up ROH again with the star power would be great for him, because it would actually give him an opportunity to challenge for a World Heavyweight Championship in a realm where he would actually look bigger.
You know where he should go? NWA.
There's an option. There's an option.
I love that.
I think NWA would be a really good look for Drew Gulak after the things he's done to rebuild his character, because he comes in straight shooting, straight lace, He'd come in and fight. He'd come in with the same jacket on. You're like he
strikes me as a modern day Dean Malenko. Like I wouldn't have a problem with him pulling a Cody Rhodes and just making a dream match list and go bouncing from promotion to promotion, doing one-offs, getting his dream matches out the way.
Yeah. I don't see any reason for him not to.
All right, Swab. We haven't done this. We haven't done this in a while. And Petty, I don't think you've ever done one of these with us on the fly like this. You too. Quick mixtape. 5 dream matches for Drew Gulak. Go.
5 dream matches for Drew Gulak. Ooh, that's rough, fam.
It is rough. Looking at his style.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay.
Out the gate.
Okay.
Then let's go. Who is the shooter in AEW? Who's really with the shit on the mat in AEW right now?
Come on, man. It's on the tip of my tongue, and you can't figure this out. Come on, you know who it is, fam. You know who it is.
I'm drawing a blank at the moment because I'm thinking
Pac.
about 16 different promotions. He can't travel.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
He's stuck.
Hey, man.
Paige is a good one.
Drew.
Paige I like Paige.
Paige is cool.
Kenny?
Switchblade.
You think?
Jay White. So fucking Switchblade. You know what I'm talking about.
Jay White.
Jay White, Switchblade.
What about Marty Skrull?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I got a good one. Once he wraps up, I want to see Gulak and Rockstar Spud.
Ooh. See, dude, let me tell you something, man. Spud may be the smallest big man in the history of professional wrestling.
Spud is the same thing we were talking about with the Lucha. Who's the Lucha party we were talking about? They've gotten themselves over because there's no crowd.
Lucha House Party, yeah.
Yeah, Lucha House Party's gotten over. Rockstar Spud, hands down, comes out of quarantine as one of the biggest stars that WWE had. And all they got to do is push him on his way and let him go on out into the great abyss and fight whoever he wants to.
So do you think he resigns?
I think they toy with the idea of it. Quiet as it's kept, I feel like this is a work. Anytime anything like that happens, it's a work. I don't think
it's a work. I just think it grew legs of its own based on how severe these departures were and the fact that he's actually catching steam in this tournament.
It's a work shoot, meaning they fired him for real. Make no bones about it. They never expected him to blow up after the firing. You're like, hey, hold on, fam. Look here. Why don't you chill out before you head on the greener pastures? Why don't you come back on in here, Drake Maverick? Come on, don't leave. we got 6 for you. I think we can find about 6 figures for you. You know,
it's a low 6, but it's 6 nonetheless. And
we can buy 175 sound. 250.
Sound like 135. Sound like some whole shit. Get up there some more. Give me 3. Give me 325.
See, I would hit him with the 320. I'm like, hey, you give me 325, dog. I'll stay there.
Hey, look, 325, and I only work NXT.
It's sold.
I'm gonna negotiate with you like a whole.
You just booked my whole 1-year career with the WWE.
It sounds like both of y'all need to be in Dak Prescott's corner right now.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, Blue Star Gang, they gonna cut Dak. I ain't gonna lie.
They're not gonna cut him, but
they gonna let him walk out this contract. They gonna let him walk out this franchise tag.
No. I don't want anybody to be surprised about what happens. They're gonna franchise him this year. If he doesn't take the 35 and he keeps stressing the 37 or that 45 in that 5th year, they're going to have him on his franchise tag, play with Andy Dalton, take whatever happens, which is probably going to be 8-8, possibly worse, 9-7, but maybe.
I really feel like it's going to be worse than that, but continue.
If we get anywhere near 6-10, tell you exactly what's going to happen. They're going to franchise tag Dak again, take whatever pick we end up with at the end of the year, and trade up for Trevor Lawrence or what's the kid from Ohio State? Fields, Justin Fields. Dak is playing chicken with a fucking freight train driving a Mini Cooper
while laying on the tracks.
I really want
with
him
a
to
flat tire.
get paid, but you got to figure out is a guaranteed 35 versus a guaranteed 30 versus a additional 37.
Whoa.
You can't see. Here's the problem: we can't tell that man how to get his money. I feel you. He want to get his money. He want to make that history. And honestly, his first year numbers allow him to say that. That's why he's saying this. He's like, I came in here and we went undefeated until we got to the playoff. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? You got to put some weight on that, and they not putting respect on his name.
He's got all of the statistical He's got all the statistical parts of the resume to say I'm worth this. When you turn on when you turn on the film and you see how the team performed down the even though it's not specifically his fault, he is going to get a lot of the blame because when they were winning, he got a lot of the credit.
Right. He is following under the same premise that Tony Romo fell under. And the problem that Jerry has is he backed himself into a corner. You put a truckload of money on Romo, and nobody believed that should have happened. So now you gun shy to get his money to Dak. Where do you think he's going? He's still young.
Well,
if I was a GM, I'm locking Dak to a life contract. I'm like, hey man, look, give me the quality years. Give me everything till you're 30.
Like, you can't be sentimental about it, but the whole thing with Romo is we gave him large money for what quarterbacks were being paid then, and it's almost double, maybe even triple that now.
Yep.
He's worth it because by the time this contract he's about to sign ends, he'll only be 31. The problem that I guess we look at from a team standpoint is the fact that we saw what happened to the Seattle Seahawks when they paid Russell Wilson his money. He's well worth it, but the team as a whole
suffered big time.
That was the end of the Legion of Boom when you paid Russell Wilson.
Yep.
They don't want it to be the end of whatever else they have in mind when you pay Dak Prescott, because is Dak Prescott enough of a talent on his own by himself to win games without any other help?
Let me run down.
We don't know what system football the new coach is going to run, and that's something that remains to be seen as well.
Well, we do know from history though. We do know from history that he runs a balanced offense, or at least he did in a Green Bay.
I still don't think Dak Prescott by himself is enough to carry this team to a Super Bowl, which is the ultimate goal. You need players around him, and then he can make plays. He is not an Aaron Rodgers. He is not Patrick Mahomes.
Well, wait, hold that thought. So I'm gonna give you guys some stats here. Here I am doing my Stephen A. impersonation. 2016, his rookie season, Dak Prescott was number 3 in QB ratings with a 104.8 over Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Sam Bradford. 2000
win 12 games. That happens.
2017, he dipped down to number 16 with an 86.6, just above Andy Dalton, Derek Carr, and Blake Bortles.
So you lose 8 games, that happens.
If we go to 2018, we have
spent 6 games without Zeke, so that goes to the point of proving if he doesn't have elite level help around him, there are problems.
Go back to 2017 or 2018 rather. He comes back up to number 14 with a 96.3 rating. Just underneath him, Tom Brady, Cam Newton, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill. And then if we go to
sole rookie to in his rookie year be in the top 5 of all the things that we measure a quarterback by.
And then also
he is a sole rookie.
Also in 2019, Dak was number 9 with a 99.7. Just underneath him, Garoppolo, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Carson Wentz, and Matt Ryan. That said, also add Case Keenum to that and Phillip Rivers. That said, overall, over the course of his career, he has a current, I believe it's a 97 average rating over those years. Pretty damn high.
it's an impressive stat, but okay, rookie year 2016, you have the majority of the team that almost went to the Super Bowl in 14 with Tony Romo at the helm. You still have Dez. You have a rookie Zeke who had a fantastic rookie year. Yeah. The 17 year is the year you have 6 games without Zeke. The year after is without Dez, and then you ended up trading. You had a bunch of damn YMCA receivers for most of the year, and then you traded for Amari Cooper. And then you milked the Amari Cooper situation. The way that works out is like if all things are perfect, and working correctly, he can get you where you need to be. The thing about NFL football is that it is a league of parity. You almost never get everything perfect. Mm-mm. He hasn't worked well in certain areas of adversity. Issues with his mechanics, issues with his accuracy, issues with his decision making in terms of running the ball when that particular window opens itself up. I don't think he's bad. I think he's better than Carson Wentz, so he at least deserves what Carson Wentz is making plus some. It's when you start talking about making him the highest paid quarterback in history, resetting the market, when you can probably name 4 or 5 guys who either need to be paid higher or will be paid higher.
So let me ask you this, Suave. If the offer, apparently this is we have no concrete evidence of this, just reports. If the offer was for $35 million a year for 5 years, which would have made him the all-time highest paid quarterback in NFL history, and he declined that because he wants upwards of 45. Do you think he's worth the 45, or is he even worth the 35?
Well, here's the clarity on that. The 45 is only for that 5th year option. And that is because when that comes up for that 5th year, that is when the TV contracts are renegotiated. So there is a ton more revenue that will be coming into the league. So he doesn't want to play that 5th year for what essentially will be chump change when that 5th year gets here.
Oh, so it's profit sharing to get a piece of those ad bonuses.
Right. Now, 35 a year, I think that's, given the market, you got to pay market rate. I can live with that. I can live with paying him 35 for 4 years, even 5 years. At the end of the day, it's a conversation of, do you want to pay him $2 million more per year to play here in Dallas?
$8 million for the duration of the contract.
Right. Because all it is like, he's saying what Dallas would do, and it's from the article from Sports Illustrated that I read that everybody else has seen, they could backload the 45 into that 5th year. That's not what he wants. He wants 45 in that 5th year, but he wants it he wants that extra $10 million front loaded.
So he wants to see it before the season starts, in other words.
Right. So essentially the difference is he wants that other $10 million guaranteed, but it's the difference between paying 35 per season and 37 per season.
That makes sense.
So, sis, go ahead, Suave.
I think it's an agent thing. It's the agent, because the agent's job is to get the biggest, best contract possible. I think Dak would take 35 a year if it's guaranteed, because right now ain't shit guaranteed but the franchise tag, which is 30. So he's living off endorsements. He's not living off contract money.
And truth be told, with him living in Texas, I would be surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised if he's pulled the Marshawn Lynch and not cashed one contract.
One check.
If he's being
one check. I'm sorry.
It could be, but he's also not making Marshawn Lynch money yet. Like, once he starts making that money, he could very well decide to say, look, I'm going to live off endorsements and not touch any of my NFL money. But that's another conversation for, like, a financial advisor type situation.
Well, I mean, it really depends on how he's living too, outside of, like his normal day-to-day living, because like he got that Denton contract from Cam Newton. That's huge.
You're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You don't pay for much.
Right. Especially in Texas. In this city. Yeah, especially in Texas. Because, bitch, Texas.
Speaking
of football. Speaking of football, the XFL is back in the news and supposedly may have a suitable buyer by the name of Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
You mother.
Sleaze bag.
Let me get this right. You create the XFL, you lay off the XFL due to COVID. You have lawsuits pending for unlawful what is it? Is it wrongful termination lawsuits?
You filed bankruptcy, so you don't have to pay that.
And now there's a rumor that you might be buying the league that you put up for sale. Now, before I have an article in front of me, I'm going to read, and before I get into detail, here's my thinking on this to see how close I am to reality here. XFL was under an umbrella of Alpha Sports, which is a completely separate company from WWE, has no ties to WWE. In fact, was started with money that Vince McMahon used after he cashed out WWE common stock. It's the only tie that Alpha Sports has to WWE.
Right.
If it has absolutely no parallel to WWE, and Alpha Sports is what went bankrupt or has filed bankruptcy, it's very possible that Vince McMahon as an individual or the WWE as a company, with him being the CEO.
Titan Sports.
Titan Sports. Well, actually, no, down WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. There's no Titan Sports anymore.
Yeah, there is no Titan Sports. Okay, so yeah. So WWE.
Yeah, WWE or Vincent Kennedy McMahon as a proprietor comes in and scoops up what's left of the XFL.
And all the properties and all the trademarks.
So to add fuel to this theory here of mine, the XFL shop is still up and running. Merchandise is still being sold. How does that happen? How does that happen for an organization that has been liquidated or is in the process of being liquidated? Let's dig a little deeper here. So as this article states, this is from ProFootballTalk.com, which is an NBC Sports website. As the XFL looks to a buyer, the buyer could be its founder. Via Daniel Kaplan of TheAthletic.com, the XFL creditors, quote unquote, seem to believe that McMahon is positioning to buy the league out of bankruptcy. Separately, XFL president Jeffrey Pollack has contacted stadiums in Seattle and St. Louis about reinstating the league's lease agreements. XFL has declined comment to Kaplan regarding the potential strategy that would, if effective, allow McMahon to escape debt at a time of devastated revenue and reemerge on the other side of a pandemic with a clean slate. The clues as to the creditors' beliefs come from... Oh, okay. The clues as to the creditors' belief come from their objections to a proposal in bankruptcy to pay $3.5 million in season ticket refunds. The committee of creditors wrote that the payment is, quote, being sought to further the efforts of the debtors controlling equity holder and secured lender, Vincent McMahon, to acquire the debtor at a fire sale price. So is this not what I basically just said beforehand?
Yeah. I'm gonna buy my own property back for cheap.
Yeah, I'm gonna liquidate, fire sale, not pay any of the players or the coaches or the executives. Then I'm gonna buy it back on the back end for like pennies on the dollar, reopen it, and hire most of the same people back again because they don't have anywhere else to work anyway.
Hold that thought. The ticket refunds would be aimed at bolstering relations with customers in anticipation of future business arrangements. If that is McMahon's plan, and if it succeeds, he'd have to rebuild the league from the ground up, rehiring coaches and players and others necessary to running the league. Anyone who previously worked for the league and was stiffed in any way may not be inclined to return. Most notably, Oliver Luck won't be back as a commissioner. But if folks want to work in football, and unless they've landed in the NFL, it's not as if they have many alternatives. What did you say, Suave?
This is how you play chess with a sleaze bag.
Get down and lay down, basically.
That's it. Like players were making $50K for the season. A pandemic hit in the middle of you supposedly getting $50K, and then that $50K just disappeared. You've probably been working at Lowe's since then.
Yep.
Or Home Depot.
Replacements. You've
been doing some sort of essential work since then because the check from the XFL evaporated. Of course, you'd go back. And I'll be damned if anybody say anything sideways to you about it.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely go back. I mean, just speaking from my own experience, I'd go back.
Not only would I go back, I'd buy season tickets and give them to a friend or family member.
Because like, where else are you gonna get $50K to play football?
Just to play ball.
Just to play ball. Where else are you gonna make $50K in the span of what? 3-4 months, 6 months max? There you go. 10 weeks plus playoffs.
2 months, basically 3 months. You gonna make 10? You gonna make $50K?
Round it up to 3 months.
Yeah. So we'll say 3 months for training and travel purposes. 3 months, you make $50K. Right. Yeah, I'm going back. I'm gonna go play, though. I'm taking $50K. I still got my jersey in the closet, man.
I may try to protect myself in some other way with like some type of insurance policy. I'll figure out a way to protect myself, but I'm going back because there's no other way to get it. And shit, I mean, most of those coaches, like a lot of those coaches were not necessarily coach material to begin with.
Not at the very minimum, not head coach material either.
That part.
Definitely assistant coach.
Now, Bob Stoops may not go back because he doesn't have to. But then again, if you need someone like Bob Stoops to make a splash, you may toss him a little something on the back end. You might give him a controlling interest so he can make his money back.
Yeah. I don't see Stoops not coming back. He was having too much fun, dog.
Like, you'll find a way to make it right for the people that are essential. Air quotes.
Yeah. It's some people in the XFL that just wanted to play ball. It's some coaches in the XFL that just wanted to coach. It's some ballers that just wanted to ball. It's some front end office people. They got their rocks. They jaws with rocks in them.
Wow, rocks in the jaws.
I mean, and that's true, but just nobody really wants to go to work for free.
Nah. Hey, hold on, man. I own this team. Blah blah blah. Bankruptcy. Because Vince is shrewd. Vince is gonna come through and protect himself before he protects anybody else.
Right, and then who's to say he doesn't turn around and figure out a way financially to pay all those people double what they would have made because it's a tax write-off?
I really feel like he would. To tell you the truth, this is his baby. Like, the WWE is something that he just does. You know what I'm saying? The XFL
at this point, yeah,
he's been trying to get the XFL off the ground forever.
But so do you know what his logic?
The NFL.
What? No. His life goal is not to defeat the NFL. His life goal is to not fail.
He wants to be known for something other than wrestling.
Yeah, and also something he's successful in other than wrestling because I mean
Ico Pro did nothing.
Well, yeah, the WBF was nothing. WWE Studios has had some moderate success with some of the movies that it has, and I mean, there's some really good ones. That one with Halle Berry where David Otunga had a cameo in it. I think that was a really good movie. I think what was it, 911?
Vince don't care about that. Vince don't care about the movies.
Yeah, Vince
don't care about the movies.
Sadly, the poster child for WWE films is
fucking trailer trash.
Hey, sadly, the WWE poster child for WWE films is the fucking Marine, which that's how we feel about that.
Straight to DVD,
man, and now straight to Netflix on your whole head. At any rate,
I mean, that's what WWE Films has gotten to. They might as well just merge with Netflix and put out their movies that way.
I don't understand why they don't just put them out on the network. Like, why would you not open a tab and put all your
movies on the network? They your movies.
Yeah, like, WWE Films should be on the network. Like, I don't fucking understand that one.
Man, see, I told you we're going crazy with these applause and these damn dings today. Shit.
Look, it's your channel. It's your network.
Like, I understand people are paying for it, so like Netflix wants some exclusive content, but those licenses expire. Once they're expired, put them on your fucking platform, bro.
How about How about this?
Not on the network.
You actually have scheduled programming. So like like in Canada, how the network is actually a cable channel and you're actually running programming 24/7. You have access to see that scheduled programming on the WWE network. Why not have a Friday night family movie night after SmackDown? You're not doing shit else.
Go to other movies. Buy No Holds Barred and buy They Live. They both have wrestlers that came through your organization.
Fam, buy Ready to Rumble.
No Holds Barred. I think they own a lot of that. Like that's a WWE thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, but like Ready to Rumble has WWE talent in it. Technically,
Ready to Rumble has WCW people, and
who owns WCW?
Yeah, that one's a little dicey, but I'm sure you can negotiate it. It's not like it's a fucking Oscar award-winning picture,
right? But you're still paying royalties.
Right to that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, for on demand, I can see that being a problem. You know, if that's those rights you negotiated properly, because you still have to pay everybody who was in it. You know, but
not in their contract,
and not for nothing. There's a lot of rest in peace in the talent.
These people got paid up front.
Yeah,
that part. Like all you have to do is just buy the license to show it.
Yeah, man.
Which it can't be that expensive.
Nah.
Not with David Arquette, your champion.
Ready to Rumble. He didn't do numbers at the box office.
That part.
No shot to David Arquette. I'm just saying, it just didn't do numbers. It was Ready to Rumble. People are weird about wrestling. Like, people are weird. Anytime you bring up wrestling, like, what's the podcast about? It's a podcast. You say it, and they get mad at you. What do you mean?
They scoff.
It's a hip hop infused with hip hop.
Yeah, pro wrestling podcast infused with hip hop.
Why is it so wrestling? Like wrestling? Yes, there's only one. You want me to say Greco-Roman wrestling infused with hip hop?
People aren't smart. That's just it.
Like, you just don't understand. Well, ain't it fake? Oh, go away.
Like, you got fucking Cowboy Bill Watts running the country right now. You gonna ask me if wrestling is fake?
Right. Is America fake right now?
Hey, talk to me about your hair and nails. Some shit that's just tangible for you.
Is this real life?
Yeah, we doing a podcast about manis and petties infused with hip hop.
Yeah, tell me how them spanks working out for you, fam.
So how is it infused with hip hop? Like what? Just listen to the podcast, man. Come on.
This just ain't no cooking show. It's not like infusing THC.
Don't think I'm not too bold to snatch a phone out of somebody's hand and subscribe for their ass. Like, here, find out for yourself. Go to your playlist, bitch. Deal with it.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. We'll be on that shit all night long. Roman Reigns. This is gonna be a quick hit on this one.
All right.
Suave, you sent us something earlier about Roman basically saying it's my call and
yeah. So apparently Roman made a statement that was basically saying me not reporting back to television is my call and no one's mad at me about it. Yes. Which I don't have any reason to doubt what he's saying.
This is per Bleacher Report. The quote is, he does not seem to be in any rush to return and no one faults him for it.
Somebody lying.
We haven't seen or heard his name on TV since the week of March the 6th.
And you got like a tongue-in-cheek Roman reference during the Money in the Bank match because he's on a massive poster in one of the hallways. But you haven't heard his name spoken since before WrestleMania. I'm not saying Roman lying, but somebody
lying. So yeah, some out here ain't right, fam.
Because Roman could be getting told one story, and then there is a different directive being carried out on television. Because hell, you don't have to answer to him; he's not there. Somebody lying. There's some whole shit going on.
Hey, take care of the twins, fam.
That side. I was about to say that side just says, yeah, just do what you got to do, cuz.
Say, Oos, if you don't come back until next year, ain't nobody gonna hold it against you. You still gonna have a job.
I guarantee you, fam. Another movie role. Don't even worry about
it. I bet they won't fire you though. How about that?
Bet you they won't. I bet you they won't fire you.
Hey, Fast and Furious still got a home for you, dude. It's all good.
I bet they won't fire you. Hey, your little cousin got injured. Your other little cousin at the house and his wife's still working there. But I bet they won't fire you.
Hey,
fam.
truth be told, I think without Roman, there's no Samoan werewolf coming to the E.
Nah, that's over with. Like,
If you mistreat Big Oos, why would you get the next one?
man.
Yo, Dark Side of the Ring was the death of Owen Hart, the final days of Owen Hart. Did y'all get a chance to watch that?
I did, man. It's rough.
Yeah, that was a very dark side of the ring, as expected. Things I didn't know before. That's the beauty of the docu-series, that you find out things you didn't know beforehand, from firsthand accounts. And I love the fact. I love the path that his children chose. I love the fact that his wife carried on and continued to do what she was supposed to do. I didn't know that he was trying to work his way out of the business, but if the conversations that he had with his family prior to his trip to Kansas City were those actual conversations, the actual verbiage, it almost seems that he probably had stress going up to the top of that catwalk, and sounded like it's probably one of those things where he wanted to, like, he felt so uncomfortable. It was just easier for him to just go ahead and, I hate to say it, but, take matters into his own hands, especially knowing how unsecure that he was. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just saying that's how it sounded to me.
Like, I've heard a lot of the stories going into this. So watching it, watching the Viceland presentation it was confirmation and affirmation of a lot of the stories that I had heard listening to different podcasts and different forms of media consumed. I always did know he had aspirations outside of the business, just as being a family man, which is why he had kind of a Mick Foley approach to his finances. Very frugal, saving a lot of money, always looking at getting out. Even the decision to stay in WWE, because there was a large sum of money cut, and then there was a plan in place to make him essentially a star since he stayed.
I mean, look at the timing. Like, we're talking Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, The Unmentionable, Perry Saturn, John Cena, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels.
Part of the SmackDown 6. It'd have been the SmackDown 7.
And it has a nice ring to it. Brock Lesnar. And we're talking, here come the pain Brock Lesnar.
I think Owen Hart and Brock Lesnar would have had a match akin to Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret.
I think Triple H and Owen Hart would have been the Bret Shawn Michaels too.
They probably would sell out.
Truth be told,
they would have had good matches, but they probably would have fell out.
So Bret, regardless, Bret still goes to WCW. How fast he got in the ring with Goldberg still remains to be seen, but Bret still goes to WCW. Owen still stays in the E. Owen doesn't jump ship. In fact, they pay him huge bags to stay because they learned their lesson from Bret. And he becomes Bret in the E. And actually supersedes and surpasses Bret. And possibly
he's definitely not Joaquin Phoenix. I will say
not
that.
At all. Not at all. That was. I'm glad this season is over. I think this was a very riveting season, and as much as I'm glad this season's over, I can't wait to see what they have in store for season 3.
Oh no, this is still the greatest wrestling show ever produced. I just, my original stance of saying season 1 was superior, I'm gonna stick with that take, but I'm also anxious to see what stories they come up with for season 3 and how the show evolves and matures.
All right, Petty Messiah.
That's me.
You have been doing a lot of work in these streets here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex with a lot of cameras and shit. You're also jumping on other podcasts, spreading the good gospel truth about the Broken Pencil Pro Wrestling Podcast infused with his that shit. Yeah.
You gonna do it again? You gonna try that again? One more time?
One more time.
The Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast infused with hip hop.
Good job.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to do what I can for the people.
Yeah, I'm the Petty Messiah, and I'm everywhere you want to be. That's what's happening.
So shit, talk about it, fam, because we sitting here like on social media, like, hold on now, like we can't be there because of social distancing and shit, but like you out here, so what's the deal?
I chose to take the time where everybody is terrified to come outside and go get it at a magnanimous aspect. So I'm doing a lot of my stuff with Cool Coalition Media, DJ Panda Fresh, Derek Turner of the Derek Turner Show. We are out here in these streets and we are making it happen with visuals, campaign, not that campaign, but a campaign.
I see what you did there.
2 more years.
Local elections. Yeah.
I'm running in the local elections.
This is Mr. Copyright Infringement talking himself, y'all. This is how this works.
So the project Insert Something Petty Here has been out. And for the 1 year anniversary of it, actually, we're at 1 year of the entire project dropping. And initially, the project was going to be moved to the next thing, and it ended up having legs. I kept getting requests like, why you don't have a visual for this? Why you don't have a visual for that? I was like, well, you know what? Let's give them visuals. People like visuals. Let's give them visuals. So the video for LaGuardia dropped yesterday. So it's available everywhere. It's available on all streaming platforms along with the album. Right now I'm sharing it, moving it, run into logistics when you have your distributors so they don't get it out as fast as you like it. But it's out and you can get your hands on it. Anywhere you Google the Petty Messiah, it's definitely going to come up. So I'm hoping people enjoy it. I hope they vibe to it. Old school hip hop. That's exactly what it is. I had to put at least one of those on there because people say I don't do enough of that anymore.
Stop talking and introduce your fucking song because it's in the queue.
Yeah, well, there it is. Everybody, it's the Petty Messiah here live and direct on the Broken Pencil Booking Company, and this is LaGuardia. Rock out to it.
We be thinking about it. There's a whole lot of people around you that shouldn't be around you. You know what I mean? You gotta clear that space out. You gotta give space to them. You gotta let them breathe. You know what I mean? You gotta let them breathe. You gotta talk to them. You gotta be honest with them. You gotta be in their face. You gotta spit that to them. Let niggas tell it they be carrying the bar for you. Get in the cross and they can never take the car for you. You know the type that would never take the fall for you. Get in some shit and they would never stand tall for you. Backstabbers, pain to be a real nigga. Lapdogs could never be a field nigga. Mask off, prep you for the kill niggas. Hey, is that how you really feel, nigga? Tell me if you got it in for me truthfully. Instead of sneak dissing about what you gon' do to me. I take it serious when niggas talking shooting me. Wait at your house and put some killers where your Uber be. Let's keep it crystal like a bitch is stripping daytime. Have some Jamaicans come and carve you up on FaceTime. So when it comes down to respect, you know I take mine. Overkill, they gon' charge me with a hate crime. Keep talking shit and I'ma hit you with the hammer. I hate you whack niggas like crackers from Alabama. That's roll tide. Roll tide, roll tide. Roll tide. Roll tide, roll tide. Say you want attention, I don't think you wanna do it. Hold the knife steady, then I slowly pull you to it like roll tide. Roll tide, roll tide. Roll tide. Roll tide, roll tide. Let niggas tell it they the reason that you up now. But you got Bentleys and you see them on the bus now. You know the type that'll wait until your luck down. Try to set your main up for the bust down. Well wishes, they'll never show they face to you. Fail bushes, trying to stick a case to you. Tail switches, only show the fake to you. My niggas say it with some bass, would ya? Tell me if you got it in for me honestly. Instead of whispering, you really wanna run at me. I give hints when a nigga talk of finding me. I'm outside, bitch, nigga, that's where I'ma be. Let's keep it crystal like a bitch is stripping daytime. Have some Jamaicans come and carve you up on FaceTime. So when it come down to respect, you know I take mine. Overkill, they gon' charge me with a hate crime. Keep talking shit and I'ma hit you with the hammer. I hate you whack niggas like crackers from Alabama. Roll Tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide. Say you want attention, I don't think you wanna do it. Hold the knife steady, then I slowly pull you to it like roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide. Hey, hey.
You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. Just say that shit again. I know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. You know who ain't gon' win. We say that shit again. I said I want 1, 2, 3. Get your ass out. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on. 1, 2, 3. Get your ass out. I want 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on.
Hey, 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 hey.
Who's this sponsored by?
Hey, hey.
By no one. AEW Double or Nothing Round 2 coming live this Saturday, May 23rd. Suave, they changed the location on our ass. It ain't Vegas no more, pimp.
Where is that?
Daly's Place, TIAA Bankfield, Jacksonville, Florida.
Like I told you, we wasn't going to no motherfucking Las Vegas.
Yeah, that shit ain't. Yeah,
Vegas is out of the question. Get that out your mind. We not going.
Yeah, buddy.
Finish your funnel cake in the car because we not going to Vegas.
But we have a nice stacked card here for us, and we're gonna play a nice little game of our favorite game show. You know who ain't gonna win? Featuring the Petty Messiah.
We got to figure out a way to monetize this.
It's got to be.
It's got to be a way to. We got to make an at-home version.
So, I don't know how this works, but before we go into the card here, are there any surprises that we see for on the roster? Anything that's not card related that we see coming into or coming out of Double or Nothing?
A Drew Gulak sighting.
Ooh,
that's all I was about to say.
Ooh, oh, okay,
that's
okay.
The only thing that'll set it all the way off. If in the last 3 minutes of the show, Drew Gulak comes out of nowhere like Mox did last year,
or like Lex Luger did at the end of the first episode of Monday Nitro.
Yeah, there you go.
There's that part.
Here's a good one for you. In some shape, form, or fashion, the Revolt appears.
That is also going to happen along with EC3.
So, what do you think?
All of them show up at the same time, like the Radicals did?
Nah,
I'm with that too.
I'm not a fan of that, and I'll tell you why. I think Drew Gulak is more impactful than EC3. Even though EC3 is a former world heavyweight champion, I think the fact of him championing the causes of those who were transgressed. Actually, let's back up. There's no way he shows up because he was released on Black Wednesday, April 15th. He can't show up till July 14th. 90-day no compete clause. So
but
yeah,
Revolt and Drew Gulak can show up.
Pulling up.
So no. The Revolt can possibly pull up. Their contract, they may have been released free and clear, and also they could have been released prior to Black Wednesday.
Yeah, they traded their intellectual property for freedom.
And then as far as the Drew Gulak goes, he's free and clear. He was a free agent. His contract expired. There was no termination there.
I don't mind seeing Gulak and the Revolt together as a crew.
But do you think that they eventually turn on him for EC3?
I don't not.
Okay. So let's get into the card then. Let's go ahead and roll this baby home so we can set our social distance barbecue off for Memorial Day.
Bam.
Hi.
Private Party versus Best Friends. This is on the buy-in show. Petty, tell him who ain't gonna win. Oh, and I'm sorry.
You know what
I'm sorry. Let me back up. It's for the number one contender for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Now, Petty, tell him who ain't gonna win.
Oh wow! Until you said that,
can't just gloss over that fact.
you got to put that part in there. You know who ain't gonna win?
Who?
Best Friends. Private Party is actually gonna go on the fight for the belt.
Man, listen, the Best Friends. I like them, but not as much as I like Private Party. And Private Party.
Let me tell you about my best friend. We don't never win shit.
All right, a freshly retired Dustin Rhodes versus Sean Spears. You heard what you heard who I said or what I said. How is a freshly retired Dustin Rhodes even making the card? So Dustin Rhodes versus Sean Spears. Petty, tell him who ain't gonna win.
Dustin Rhodes.
When he retired?
Yes, at the advice of the Nightmare family after a loss to because bitch Texas Lance Archer.
Good Lord.
He was on remember he was on his retirement tour. We say if he lost a match during the TNT championship tournament that he would retire. So he lost the match.
I thought it was just him losing to that one specific opponent. I didn't know it was if he didn't win the tournament, he would retire.
To my knowledge, it was the tournament. But anyway, according to AEW lore, he had retired following the loss to Lance Archer.
Man.
So, yeah.
Sean Spears got to get a win around this motherfucker.
He needs something, man, because for all that shit he was talking in WWE, he's not busting the grape in the fruit fighting AEW.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
When you got to make the money for the rent. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Chris Statlander in a women's match. Petty, tell him who ain't going to win.
Is this for anything?
No one has the belt.
You know who ain't going to win? Britt Baker.
I don't know if I like that call.
Chris Statlander for nothing.
I don't know if I like that call because Britt Baker has been on some deceptive, this really evil shit. Even though she had her nose, she had her nose smashed in on national live television.
Yeah, hey, no, make no mistake about it. I love Britt Baker as a wrestler. I do. But it's Chris Statlander. She's on a collision course with Nyla Rose.
Chris Statlander is she's literally from a different world, man. She's a freak of nature when it comes to she's like a female version of Canyon.
Yeah. She's the innovator of feminine violence.
Yeah. For the AEW Women's Championship, the champion Nyla Rose, the Native Beast versus Hikaru Shida. No DQ. Petty, tell us who ain't gonna win.
You know who ain't gonna win?
Who ain't gonna win?
The person across the ring from Nyla Rose.
Native Beast retains.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for getting your check. Your pay window is over there. Go and get your check.
Will it be a gurney or a spatula to remove her from the canvas?
They gonna have to drag her out of there in pieces.
Shovel
in a sack. Nyla Rose gonna try to kill that girl, man.
a returning MJF versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Petty, tell him who ain't gonna win.
Jack Perry.
Yeah, because MJF is better than him, and he knows it.
And he knows
the win
it.
streak continues.
MJF, he gonna hit his ass with that ring. He gonna brand his forehead with that ring, fam.
Hey, man. Judy.
All right, so we have a casino ladder match for the AEW for a chance to win an AEW title shot. The rules of this match are two men start the match. New competitor enters every 90 seconds, similar to a Royal Rumble. Only 8 competitors. And the 9th competitor will be revealed the night of Double or Nothing. Oh, shit. Here's Drew Gulak.
So pays to have phones.
You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, man, my contract ends next week. Nah, straight out in. They ain't gonna release me or nothing. They ain't trying to sign me.
Hey, so from Orlando to Jacksonville is 4 hours? Say no more, fam. I got
he
you.
Drive that Friday night. He gonna drive that tomorrow.
Shit, he already there.
I'll be there.
He's spray painting ladders to pay dues. So your competitors: Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Ray Phoenix, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and the mystery competitor. Petty, tell him who ain't gonna win.
Anybody whose name is not mystery competitor.
Damn it, bro.
I'm sorry, Darby. I'm bad. I'm my bad.
Your
bro.
G Darby Allin just he ain't gonna have it.
Doug, I want you to win so bad, but I know how these things work.
Oh man. I do you smell dissension between Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian?
Nah, man. Nah, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, honestly, I think I do think that they separate for a minute. I think Scorpio Sky puts himself into the TNT title picture. Speaking of TNT title picture, the AEW TNT Championship will be decided as Cody takes on Texas Lance Archer. Petty, who ain't gonna win?
You know who ain't gonna win?
Wait. This just in. Seconding Cody Rhodes will be Arn Anderson, the Enforcer. Seconding Lance Archer, Jake the Snake Roberts. And presenting the TNT Championship, the AEW TNT Championship, will be Iron Mike Tyson. Petty, tell him who ain't gonna win.
You know who ain't gonna win?
Who ain't gonna win?
Dusty Rhodes' son. Murder Hawk walking out with this one, fam.
Yeah, Texas, bitch. To everybody dies, always. Always.
Everybody died. I'd be wrong if I didn't pick him. He alumni. He pussy. Slightly edged by New Jack, but still highly important.
I need you guys to hold me accountable to this. Next week's recap show, Lance Archer wins his belt. We're starting this show off with Everybody Dies.
You got to. Plus, he got Jake the Snake in his corner. Come on, man. And it's the first time a champion gets out there. You know Cody ain't finna give himself the belt first time out. He ain't got nothing. Cody knows how to book. I got to give him that. But just from a straight up aspect, and I kind of feel like it's going to be a squash.
Wow.
Think Cody getting squashed?
Wow.
I feel like Cody, it's the Murder Hawk. He the biggest thing in the building.
Yeah. This is the same man who said on a live broadcast, "Oh, you done fucked up now."
Don't let him fool you. His demeanor during interviews is nowhere near what it's like when he hit that ring.
Yeah, two completely different people, fam. Completely different people.
But any almost 7 foot person that can backflip off the top rope, yeah, I'm good. Nah, he ain't beat him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll go so far in my predictions as to say him and Brody gonna fight it out.
Oh, well, so that's coming up. That's going to be your main event. We do have a stadium stampede. So this is got to be the do-over for the blood and guts match that never happened. That was supposed to take place in Newark, which is like your war game style matchup. You got Matt Hardy and the Elite versus the Inner Circle. And on AEW Dynamite on this past Wednesday, we also heard that, or saw that Hangman Page did come back to help out the Young Bucks, who also returned, and Kenny Omega, but also left prior to the beatdown being completed. So he came in, handled business, and dipped out. Do we finally see the heel turn for Adam Page? And before we get into that, Petty, tell him who ain't gonna win.
Any team that does not have Matt Hardy on.
Wow. So the shovel
the shovel comes take a piece of everybody's soul.
The shovel comes into effect here, apparently.
To the face. Somebody can hit the face.
This is a dangerous spot to have a damn have a damn match.
This is not the time to be playing with shovels and things of that nature.
People got smacked up against goalposts on Wednesday night. I can only imagine what's going to actually happen on Saturday night.
Somebody gonna get seriously injured. Like somebody's gonna have to have their nose realigned on Sunday night or Sunday morning.
Sammy Guevara is diving out of the skybox.
Sammy Guevara might be the one taking the pin because he's been doing a lot of mat tanning lately.
He paying his dues, famo.
Yeah, he'll be on the come ups here shortly, man.
I mean, look, you rolling with Jericho, you got to rub.
Like, has Sammy lost anything by taking any of these pins?
Negative,
Nope.
not a damn thing. And he hasn't even lost his luster. And in the process, actually formed a tag team with Chris Jericho.
The sex gods.
You gotta love it, man.
On TV.
Man, your AEW World Championship is on the line. Champion Jon Moxley versus Mr. Brody Lee, who actually stole the belt and has possession of the belt and claims that he's the champion because he has possession of the belt. Technically, he's half right. But besides
nonsense of the law.
Petty, tell him who's not gonna win.
You know who ain't gonna win?
Who?
Brody.
There's no way he's coming in fresh off a WWE contract and takes the belt in his first pay-per-view match against Jon Moxley. It's not going to happen.
No, there's a bigger fight for you, sir. You need to get this pin in and fall to Mox so Mox can go on and fight somebody else. But you, sir, have a date with destiny. You gonna dance with the Murder Hog, sir, until the end of time.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's gonna take all 19 of them people that run with you, sir. And if you think you exhausted, you're gonna have to beat somebody that don't care about none of that.
So does Mike Tyson knock out the Murder Hawk?
Nah, we're not gonna revisit any WWE angles. He's gonna come out and be the Mike Tyson that he is and present the belt.
Speaking of Mike Tyson, word is, according to a couple of websites today,
Nope.
there has been a fight scheduled between he and Shannon Briggs.
I don't. Jesus. Brownsville. Play some MOP. These two Negroes you don't want to see fight each other, everybody. This is not a fight.
Brownsville!
Like, that's the only thing. Like, as soon as you said it, that was the only thing I heard was Brownsville. Home of the Braves.
Where they having this at? Are they having this in front of Sean Price's old apartment? Rest in peace.
On the street, like Rocky IV. Like
oh
Rocky
man!
V. Out the seat. Go for it. Oh.
My word.
First and foremost, I don't want to see Mike Tyson and Shannon Briggs fight at all. I don't want to see that. I don't care if it's an exhibition and both of them have on headgear. I don't want these two people to hit each other. It feels like Superman punching a hole in the space-time continuum. This is not necessary. Y'all could have just,
It's too late for that.
I don't think we need this.
So
is it official? Is it kind of official? Like
word is it's signed. So let me see here. Mike Tyson versus Briggs. Nothing good's coming from these articles here.
No, nobody wants to see this fight.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing 100% confirms. Just a whole bunch of
rhetoric.
Yeah, is it confirmed? Is it confirmed? Like there's questions, no answers. So yeah, we'll see. That should be interesting.
I don't want to see. I don't even want to see Tyson and Evander Holyfield. What I want to see is Tyson tune up about 3 good fights.
Listen, so did you hear the rumored location for Tyson versus Holyfield?
Where?
With the Prince in the Chopper City in the desert.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I Oh no.
Buy whatever I want.
Suave popped. I can buy cards that I put together, fam. You can't do that.
Buy whatever I want. Hey, I want to play Fight Night round 4, but I want to do it in real life. Somebody go find Michael Tyson.
You give me King Hippo, I'll get you Glass Joe.
For him.
I have bags of money.
Oh, a lot of money. Oh, a lot of money.
Look, that's not even a nominal fee. That is a massive fee.
That is a hefty sum.
I have a truckload of money for you outside.
Petty,
Where do you need me to put it?
Petty, you got anything else for us?
No, man. You guys enjoy the music, enjoy yourselves, and remember, none of this is real. Okay, none of it's real.
It's no globe action.
None of it's real.
Insert something petty here on all streaming media platforms, and fuck it, Suave for mayor on all things social, and you can check out Suave Burgundy, Mayor Music.
SuaveForMayor.com. Mayor Music 3 is out on all streaming platforms. So is Suavetoberfest. Suavetoberfest Plus is on the official SoundCloud. Suave, the number 4 Mayor.
There's a dope ass DJ that makes that for you too.
This is true.
Some would say legendary.
Say it twice so they hear you.
Some would say legendary.
I said it once.
legendary. Danger one.
ThePettyMessiah.com. Soon come. There you go.
There you go. All right. Hold, take that with you. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. I got a plug for you too. Suave, take us to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.
Be safe Memorial Day. Practice social distancing and listen to the worst podcast we've ever done. This is it. You just heard it.